understand why women get on here, or certain women get on here and repeatedly ask for a man that is wealthy, right?
Yeah.
And, I don't know, and I don't think we've all seen too many wealthy men that are going to ethically, or morally date women or one woman, build a life with her, and then the end, right? No.
There's some. There's some. But let's go.
The only
The chances are higher if you snatch them up when they're young, but there's some.
time that I've seen that work out is if you help that man build. That means you had to be there
Bingo.
when, before the money. But a lot of y'all are trying to
Bingo.
come in after the money is built because one, you want that comfort. Two, if anything should happen, you want the possibility of potentially taking half of his money. Okay. Something that you didn't have to help build.
Oh, yeah. And I forgot to mention this video here is free game. Free game. Let's go.
And that's what I find interesting is y'all will sit here and ask for what we see routinely. There's not a lot of loyal wealthy men, or wealthy men that only want to be tied to one woman. A lot of them want to be free and be able to do what they want. And even if you are able to get one in a relationship, a lot of times you ain't the only one, right? And y'all want faithful, good, wealthy men. And by nature, human nature, there's not a lot of good people in this world. So I don't know why y'all think there's like this abundance, or that God is
I agree with that statement. Not a lot of good people in this world, but it's not necessarily tied to wealth. Most men are only as loyal as their options.
going to lead this overly wealthy man to, take care of you. No, no, that's not how that works. And then honestly, as a woman, you should not be solely dependent on a man. I just, even if a man offers that to you, you have to have something coming in. What if that man, God forbid, passes? Okay. And then you've been out the workforce for how long? I mean, you're going to have to eventually take care of the kids, even if you have beneficiary benefits,
Bingo.
Again, I just think, especially with society now, most homes really can't thrive off of one income, and unless you do have this wealthy guy, and this wealthy guy has to want you back. A lot of these wealthy men have standards that a lot of women that want them don't even meet. Okay. And honestly, why would you want to meet them if you know that these men are not going to treat you right? Meaning, they're not going to be faithful, meaning you're not going to be the only one. They may or may not marry you, okay? And if they do marry you, you're damn sure going to be signing a prenup. So
Which isn't problematic.
I'm just trying to understand, why do y'all keep asking for things that it's probably not in your best interest. Okay, there's nothing wrong with a guy that works 9 to 5 that makes a decent living. He may not, make this
Listen,
extravagant amount of money, but he don't want for nothing, and the people that he loves don't want for nothing. And if y'all can work together, what is wrong with that? Like, what is wrong with that? Y'all got to stop asking for stuff that's not in your best interest. When I was in college, I avoided the athletes. That was the main thing. I avoided the athletes and the men that were in fraternities, because they were known as hoes. I hate to say it like that, but they had a lot of women. A lot of women were throwing themselves at them, either based on popularity or in the hopes that, especially the athletes, they were going to get signed, And so now you're being brought into this lavish lifestyle. But I ran from it. When I was in college, I did not date an athlete, and I did not date anybody in a fraternity. Okay. Not to say that I still didn't run into, guys that didn't treat me the best. But again, I wasn't gonna make my dating options that much harder by knowing, what I was setting myself up for. So you just gotta find a good man that can take care of himself. He has everything he needs, and so he's not, he's not gonna be a burden. He'll just be adding into your situation, and it does not take this, large amount of money to make that happen.
shout out to her for going ahead and dropping the truth to some of you ladies, right? But let me go ahead and add to it. The more money a man makes, the harder it is to actually qualify to keep that man. If you're not helping me build my wealth, and you spent all of your early years avoiding the men who were building, the men that you should have gotten with when they were in that process, and decided to wait at the finish line, that man has dealt with you, a woman with that mindset, right? He has dealt with her pretty much the whole way up. So when he finally gets there and then you start to show him the attention, he knows that you're only there for that. And let's say he decides to bite the bait and he's contemplating, settling down with you. What do you bring to the table? Oh, now I know y'all don't like to hear that question, but here's the fact of the matter, right? If you want me to be fully made on the spot when you meet me, then I need you to be that high achieving, add to my bank account wife. You need to be the secretary of my life. If that's not who you are, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to qualify for that guy. And that's part of the reason why they don't, take you serious or want to be committed to you because they know that in the end, you will be just another bill.